Okay, so some of the other topics of this channel do better or worse depending on your moods, I guess. But can't seem to escape the fact that what most of my viewers want is boot reviews. So here's a boot review for a boot I haven't worn in several years that doesn't fit anymore. But it's a boot review, so we can throw it in there before the much anticipated or much dreaded, depending on your mood, uh, anticipated, I'd say, Mocktober comes around. I won't be able to do moccasin toe boots for every single week in Mocktober because it's been summer and I haven't worn any of the mock toe boots pretty much because it's been summer. And I already did moccasin toe LL Bean shoe review in June, I think it was, and or May even, and didn't really wear those either. And so I can't really do an update on those because I've been wearing some of the LL Bean sneakers that I reviewed around the same time, and that's about it. Some other shoes here and there, but nothing regularly enough to warrant an entire review. But that's not interesting to you if you're just new to the channel. Sorry. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. But if you're one of the regulars or the comebacks or people who just love seeing boots, these are the boots for the day. They are motorcycle boots. They are short. There's a little bit of backstory to these, I guess. Well, when did I get these? Like 20 years ago, maybe. So I don't know how much the quality has changed. I don't know how much, uh, you know, people have said negative things about the company. When I got these, I thought this was considered a pretty good boot. I think they were like $70 at the time, which is like $500,000 in today's money. I'm not really sure. And yet people come to my yard sales and refuse to give me 20 or $40 for them. So maybe they know something I don't know, except they are full leather. When I bought these, I was kind of entertaining the idea of getting a motorcycle, and I never ended up getting the motorcycle. But I also wanted some boots that weren't cowboy boots and weren't work boots. So I thought these were kind of a good choice. And I kind of wanted engineer boots. There's a kind of famous picture of Jerry Garcia where he's wearing a pair, and he probably had a motorcycle. I don't know. But they were also riding horses a lot around that time. And I thought his boots looked great. And of course, I went through every boot barn and Shepler's and whatever other places where I thought you got, good quality boots from catalogs and things or internet sites, and could not find anything that looked like his in my size range, which again, these are too small now. So if I had to do it over again, maybe I would have bought some bigger ones. But at the time, these I thought fit pretty good. They were kind of snug, a little bit crimpy in the toe. They are steel toe because, again, they're made for motorcycles, not horses. There's I put a Dr. Scholl's insole in them, but I don't know that there's much between this outsole and the insole because I haven't cut them in half or torn them apart or whatever you're supposed to do. I guess I can show the bottom here. It is a Vibram or Vibram as some pronounce. I don't know. And you can see the Indian head logo there, and the you can see there's not a lot of wear on the thing because they're not very comfortable walking shoes. They're meant for riding on motorcycles, and they're definitely not work boots. If you're going to try and do a day's work in these, I think you would be very, very unhappy, even though they have a steel toe. So if it was an emergency and you just needed to grab a pair of boots, I guess they would work. Again, I thought this would make it pretty easy to slip them on and off, and I don't remember them being too hard or too easy either way. This one's got a bit of scuffage. And they did get some wear around. The strap is a little bit thinner and kind of wimpier than some of the engineer boots you may have seen. This strap is almost kind of an afterthought. Yeah, usually you see, but they're not women's boots. I suppose if I was going to put them on eBay, maybe I should list them as unisex or something, because a woman might find them more comfortable unless you're a man with pretty small feet. Like I said, they're too small for my feet. I guess I can show the second one, although they look pretty much exactly the same. And the buckles are, buckles, and that's what they do. They hold your boots on. You got the little stamped logo here on the side, although you can't really tell what it's supposed to be. You've got a fair amount of scuffing and distressing and whatnot. I haven't done any leather care with them because I haven't really worn them. They were just starting to kind of break in from just casual wear on occasion, when this one's got a little bit of smudge on it. They were just starting to kind of wear in when they also started to kind of not fit. So the last time I went to wear them, it was just kind of a no-go. And they have the rough out interior and some writing in there. And here's your tag. I don't know if you can read that. It says, but original Chippewa Shoe Company. And then you can see where they cut into the leather to make the tab go through, and whereas the other one is stitched onto the top here, so you don't have that loss of integrity or whatever. But up in the shaft, I guess it will matter less. Like I said, I couldn't find anybody who had a taller version of this or a beefier version of this or whatever at the time. This seemed like a pretty good deal, and now they are just here. So I don't know what else to say about them except that the leather seems pretty decent. It's not stitching, that's just an old thread. The stitching has held up as much as I've worn them. I mean, like I said, you can see where they started to kind of break in, and I kind of stopped wearing them, but they were never comfortable. I mean, this part not being the issue, but this part being kind of like walking on a plank of wood on top of asphalt most of the time. There's a bit of leather in kind of the midsole. Like I said, I have it covered with a Dr. Scholl's, but the rough out goes so far, and then there's like a glove leather farther to line the toe to keep your feet from touching the steel toe, basically. And so, yeah, I don't know how much they cost now. So if you're looking for a boot in this price range, you might find these to be an okay deal if, again, you plan to sit on a motorcycle for 4 hours and not walk around for 8. See how it goes. I guess that's about all I have for this week.